Halo, Episode 5, Reckoning. How do you do, G-Pod crew? It's your Naughty Body Potty here, and today we'll be reviewing and doing a full breakdown of Halo Episode 5, titled Reckoning. Now, just like before, this is going to be a full breakdown of every Easter egg that I can find in the show that hasn't already been presented, by the way, in the other episodes. And then I will do my final thoughts. Now, last time we were on the show, and again, spoiler alert ahead of time, in case you're not aware, but last time we were watching Halo, Master Chief found out about his past, his home life, going back home and everything, and found his connection with several other characters that he didn't know before, which, going into detail is pretty much going to be anything with the people that took him from his home, things of that nature. But with that being said, and then we also have the side story as well that is going on with, I forget her name right now, but anyway, with that being said, we're going to go straight into the full breakdown, and then I will do my final thoughts at the end of the episode. Now, the first thing I want to bring up was some information that was a little bit odd when it comes to this series, and it's a combination of both a name of a planet and for a short film that was once released. So, for those unaware, the planet Reach is also the title of one of the games called Halo Reach, which is actually where the first major, or the Spartans that fought on Reach that passed away within the video game world. And so, it would, the things they called it was the fall of Reach. It's when the planet Reach was destroyed, so on and so forth. It's a major plot point in the world of Halo. But then there's this thing called Reach for Life that's in the series that honestly has nothing to do with the books, nothing to do with anything. But I'm thinking it's a combination of two things: Reach the planet itself and the short film New Life. Now, if you remember, it's actually a live-action short film for the Remember Reach advertisement campaign that you can see I'm talking right here, and it was like a promo for Reach. And it's about a couple that want to move on to a bigger city, to a better life, which is on the planet Reach. And what I'll do is I'll link the video in the description and also put a card in there for it. But it's one of those things that I don't know if it's linking to this in any way, but it actually might be what could have been the catalyst for even the series as well. But again, the reason I'm reaching, it's so funny when I say reaching for information on this, is because of one reason. This is called Reach for Life. There's nothing else made. This was made for the TV show. But it's quite odd to see that Reach for Life is also a close resemblance to what New Life is. And remember, Reach, which also leads to the Reach location. But then, at the same time, this is not even on Reach. So, again, I feel like I'm really reaching for information on this one because of it being a new thing within the Halo universe. Now, if you remember in episode 3, episode 4, I think it was, not episode 4, episode 2 or episode 3, I was talking about the Luminary. Now, you'll notice in the beginning of this episode that they're using the Luminary to find something right around this end. Here, you'll see that they're using the Luminary, but it didn't look the same as it does in the books and everything. So, because they're changing things like this when it comes to the Covenant and, anything when it comes to items, it makes me wonder if maybe that's the same thing they're doing here. Let me explain. See, there's a thing called an energy stave, or STAVE, sorry, energy STAVE, and it's pretty much like the energy sword or the plasma sword. I'm having brain farts pretty much right now. But anyway, my point, whole thing is it looks quite different than the one you actually see in the game, and that makes me wonder if maybe they changed it on purpose for the series or what. But I've not seen anything else like this, so it could have been just something made for the series or much more than that. Now, as I stated before, when it comes to this series, I love seeing vehicles and weapons I might have been a big fan of in the game, and this is one of those vehicles. So, if you see on the screen, the Covenant are flying these vehicles that, to the untrained eye, or I should say, to the untrained lore discoverer of Halo, that's a horrible way of saying this, but anyway, these are actually called Banshees, and this is what they look like in the game. Now, what's really cool about a Banshee is it looks like it's a giant ship, when actually it's not that big. Now, it is big enough to hold a elite, or a Spartan, and it actually loads into, you'll actually load into it from the back, and it's a one-man vehicle that you basically like kind of lay down in. It's hard to explain. So basically, you come in from the back here, and your feet go like would be in this side, and your head would be in this side of the ship, and you end up flying like that. It's one of the weirdest looking ships, but was so cool to fly when you were playing the game that I'm so glad that we finally get to see it in the show. I was wondering when Banshees were going to come up, because they didn't come up in episode 1 when the elites came in. So I was like, are we going to see Banshees eventually? And we finally did. So, ladies and gentlemen, we finally see Banshees tearing apart the place, which they actually look a lot bigger here. But, they're not as big as you may think, but they're dangerous. They're definitely dangerous. Now, I feel this is a good moment to advise about how I feel about the whole Jacob Keyes and Avery Johnson being missing, as well as the weaponry in Halo. Now, keep in mind, they, in the behind the scenes, they said but basically were making their weapons look exactly like the ones in the Halo universe, which brings me to the weapon that you see Jacob Keyes holding right here. You'll see this looks kind of like a battle rifle, based on the sloping opening here. But then if you look at the handle is quite different, where it actually goes around the around to the front, to the back of the grip. So this is definitely a different weapon. It could be a modification of the battle rifle and the assault rifle in some ways, but the assault rifle, you still have the trigger here, and your hand, your thumb would be in the back right here. So they definitely changed things. And this brings me to Jacob Keyes. One of the major things that I've had problems with, which, by the way, I will go in more detail about this in my final thoughts, is that Jacob Keyes is quite different from the game, but also they're missing a character. So for those unfamiliar, Jacob Keyes and Halsey did both get together to make Miranda, and this is what Jacob Keyes looks in it looks like in the game. But then there's a character that actually is missing from the game in this series, and that is Avery Johnson, Captain Avery Johnson. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Jacob Keyes is a combination of Avery Johnson and Jacob Keyes from the game as one person. Why they do it that way? I guess maybe to sum down the characters and make them gain trust, because Avery Johnson and them are both different characters in the game, and their stories extend differently into Master Chief's life as well. Maybe they wanted to make it to where they can keep him around as a character more by putting the characters together more, if that makes sense. So, a lot of things have changed. Not to say I'm not enjoying the series, but boy, the dramatic major changes they've done in the show that are very, very noticeable, where, again, you could have just given him a battle rifle the scope. Why? Did you not want to cover up his eye? Is that what it was? Like, seriously? Ladies and gentlemen, we have drop pods. Does this mean everyone gets excited about the elites. But finally, we have these guys here with the shields. Those are Jackals. And then it's time to birthday party. Where is the picture? There it is. We got us a grunt birthday party. Okay, yeah, right here are the grunts. Here are the Jackals. We finally have grunts and Jackals coming out of escape pods. This is game through and through, baby. This is game through and through. Grunts and Jackals. Jackals. It doesn't matter. I'm just happy. This is the way to end the episode. If this is the way the episode ends, I don't even know. I'm recording this before the episode ends. I just had to pause it here and just say, we got Jackals, and we got Grunts. I can't even say Jackals. I'm saying Jackals. What the heck is wrong with me? It's the excitement. We got Jackals, we got Grunts. We got Jackals, we got Grunts. We got Jackals, we got Grunts. Grunt birthday party. If you don't know what Grunt birthday party is, it's basically a hidden code you can put into the game where, well, not code, but it was a mode where basically, you can shoot these guys here and confetti would pop out of their body. I know it's so stupid, but it was so fun. Needler gun, you're so wonderful. It's sad to see you kill a Marine. Oh my god, the Easter eggs in this are never ending. I thought I was going to have to stop and show the shotgun, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to end it on like a high note with the Needler gun reaction and, of course, the Jackals and Grunts. I was like, there's nothing else I don't think I'm going to add. Nothing big is going to happen. Then all of a sudden, we get the... We have a Covenant Brute right here. A Covenant Brute. A Brute. Brute. Dude, it's a Brute. It's a freaking Brute. It's a freaking Brute. Brute. Brute, Brute, Brute. Brute. There's a Brute. That's a Brute. That's a Brute. That's a Brute. We've gotten the Jackal, the Grunt, and the Brute in this episode. Just saying. And the Brute got the keystone, and this bitch is here to manipulate. Shit's about to hit the fan. I want to thank y'all for watching. My final thoughts, this went bonkers. A lot of changes again, as I've said in other episodes from the original source material, but maybe what they're going is... before I even end this, I'm going to state this. The whole thing about Master Chief against the Marines and about finding out the betrayal, let's just put it this way, the only time he goes AWOL in the game is to get Cortana. Cortana's different in this. Cortana's taking down his body. Cortana's not on his side. Like, there's a lot of changes that a lot of fans are going to be like, I want my regular Halo, and I understand that. Believe me, as a Halo fan, I understand. But I'm kind of liking the change. It's making things more exciting for me, and it should be for you, because it's different. It's different. As in how things should be different to make things feel special. Guys, I'll see you next Thursday. Halo episode 6. I don't know if there's 6 or 8 episodes, but if there are only 6, then next week is the last one. And if we have 8, then we have 3 more. I guess we'll just have to find out next Thursday. As always, I'm Putty with the G-Pot crew. And you know what we do. Freak out about Halos, Grunts, and Jackals, and Brutes. Oh my.